my kitchen, you want to see what's in my fridge, by the way. You really do, you've no idea. This is how I had a kettle, right, look. I bought a kettle, right. 20 lira this cost me. I think I had a year's guarantee, but I always threw out the guarantee. Then one day, we keep getting power cuts here, right? My electricity is goosed, it keeps going off pretty rapid. Like 15 times a day I have to get up and reset the fuse, and I can't afford to get an electrician to come and look at it. So one day the electricity popped and my kettle stopped working. So that was that again. So now I have to boil my water on this side. This is partly this side. This is called a chai dan lit. A chai dan lit. Normally you put that on the top and it boils quicker. And you're supposed to brew the tea in the top part and the water in the bottom part, and you pour it into a tiny... You've got this big thing like this, you get a tiny glass. I'll show you a tiny glass. Where's that? One of these kind bardaks, a tiny Turkish glass, and that's what you drink your tea off. You go for a cup of tea somewhere, in the town, right, anywhere, and you get one of these, and you took 2 sips and it's gone. Then they get another tea out of you. It's a pretty good business deal if you ask me. So anyway, that's how I boil the tea, but I don't know, you're supposed to use, again, what are you supposed to use? You're supposed to use the old tea leaves, but mine's not been touched, it's not even been opened. For some reason, I can't remember if I bought them, but somebody bought them. I use a tea bag. I get tea bags for the local shop. There's different kinds of cheap tea bags, but I've found the bin shop is the cheapest. The best quality for the cheapest. I didn't buy Lipton or anything like that. I heard that Lipton put baby fetuses in their products. Them and Nestle and Kraft, Cadbury's and Pepsi. So I try to avoid their products now because I'm not that keen. Well, apparently they're quite tasty, obviously, the baby's fetuses, because they're used them for flavouring. But I didn't really like the thought of eating baby fetuses, so even if the flavour is tasty, it still doesn't really float my boat. I'll let you see my fridge, right? I'll let you see my fridge. By the way, what do you think of this? I drink tea out of a coffee mug. How's that for rock and roll, eh? I'm a total rebel all the way. Let me just show you my fridge, right? Seriously, I've got a few... I can't cook, so I've got a few local markets stuffs on there, you can. My freezer, that's been like that for a while. There's absolutely nothing in my freezer, apart from this stuff. I didn't even ken what the hell that is, but it's on the floor now anyway. And then that's my fridge. Look, I've got some jam, bugger all else. I've got some tomato paste there, that'll be going mouldy soon. Some lemons, I had to chuck out one of them in the day because that was mouldy. And some spices that my bird bought. Oh aye, and some cold, I don't know again, oh, some of that vaginal oval. Comes in handy now and again, you can. And then over here we've got our tea bags, them lick, Berk, says it all really, Berk chai, Ken, Berk chai, and some of that, because I had the cold last week, and that's what I've got going on there. Then up here I've got quite a few cup of soups, just in case I fancy a tomato cup of soup, that's what keeps me going. Oh, that's an interesting one, it's got some something in that, yeah? This is Salep. Is it Salep? No, it's Turk Cafese. I thought it was Salep. I don't know why I've got Turk Cafese. I don't even drink Cafese. So there you go, on some pasta. That's basically how I get by. Let's check out what this stuff was again. So I've never actually, because I had, yeah, I don't even care how that got there. Yash Hamur Mayase. Christ knows what that is. Back in the freezer it goes, never to be seen again. So, aye. So then again, what else? I've got mould in my apartment, I've got quite a lot of mould. That comes in handy. Then I'll just do this thing up a bit. Right, it's been a while since I've talked to you, I've kind of been hiding. But I'm back in the scene now, I'm back on the scene because I've arranged to do a gig. I'm doing a gig Can you believe it? Somebody out there in Turkey world is actually going to let Nob on their stage. That's quite mental. I eat these things as well. This is a half-eaten one. The good thing about this, you buy one of these for €2 and you have a wee bite and it kind of fills you up, and then you can leave it so you get 3 or 4 cups of tea out of it, because I like having a wee bite to eat when I'm having a cup of tea in my coffee mug, you can? Turkish, I don't drink coffee by the way. I've drank in my life about 9 cups of coffee. I'm counting them, right? And about 5 of them have been Turkish cafes. I quite like Turkish cafes. A lot of Turkish people didn't like the Turkish cafes. Well, some children didn't anyway. It's too strong for the kids. They like Nescafe. Okay, because I talked to the kids in the neighbourhood here, because they're the only ones to get some sense out of. You didn't get much sense out of them either. But anyway. And they did it because it's at the bottom of the Turkish cafe. You get a tiny wee mug, and at the bottom of it, it's full of sediment. I guess the sediment puts them off. But the adults like the sediment because you turn your cup over and then you can read your coffee, you can read your fortune. I'm still waiting for my motorhome to go around Australia, which is what one bird told me one time was going to happen to me, so hopefully that'll happen in a no too distant future. I've been told a lot of things in the psychic lines over the years, because I'm a bit of a psychic line addict. I must have spent about 3,000 quid sterling, at least, in the past 4 years maybe, on psychic lines, you can. And none of them so far have actually hit the nail on the head and tell me when I'm going to get rich. Okay? It's a bit of a bummer. Because I need some money. I'm really fucking skint. I'm just getting by like the skin of my teeth every week, you can? You ever been in that position? Skin of the teeth. Some days I have no money whatsoever. Okay? It's a nightmare. Absolutely bugger all dolly dash. And that's like 2 days, and then somehow I magically produce some out my arse, okay? And then, well, basically my mother sends it to me, so that's who I get by, you can? So she's getting a bit tight because she's retired and that now, and I'm stealing her pension fare. So she isn't too keen in forking out at me. She says, look Nob, you're fucking 43, she doesn't swear, she says you're 43, so sometimes she does swear, but not in this instance. She says you're 43 now, you're 43. It's about time you got a job. A job? What do you think? I'm a slave? You think I'm a slave? I didn't do jobs. I didn't go to take orders for some twat. That's against my religion. And I haven't even got a religion, you can? Well, I've not got a religion. I didn't buy into the bullshit through the system, like the organised religion, you can? Because they've hijacked, basically, the truth, haven't they? And they've claimed it for their own. They've claimed to be holier than thou, and put pictures of Jesus suffering on the cross everywhere. And they're basically the Antichrist pretending to be holy, you can? Whereas I quite think, I'm getting to think these days that Jesus is the dude. He is actually the man, even though in the past I made some videos where I was maybe conned into thinking that there's Buddha and there's Horus, and they've all got the same attributes as Jesus. So therefore Jesus is just another myth or another, avatar. It's just these stories are told about. But maybe that's the idea. Maybe there was this guy called Jesus going around, you can? And he was there, and he was like tuned into what we call God, whatever that means, right? The highest, the most high. And he was full of love, and he did set the bar. And it's all up to us to kind of live up to that. Even if it didn't exist, the story of it is something to live up to, but I don't think you have to believe in the person or the story. But somehow I think Christ consciousness could be the way to go. Outside the religion, you can. I was in a bar last night, they played a song called Personal Jesus. Now, you can... The ego is one thing. I don't know if that means your personal Jesus. That could be ego. That's like something else, isn't it? When you get too ego-fied, that isn't good. when you get Jesus, then you're humble, because you're acting like, what would Jesus do? That's what I ask myself these days, you can. Would Jesus have this 5th tequila on top of the 6 beers? He probably would if he'd already had the 6 beers and the 4 tequilas before it, because he wouldn't be hinking straight, you can. At least that's what I was thinking when I had the 5th tequila. So, that's that. But getting back to the point, in the bar last night, I seen this band playing Personal Jesus. I says to him, that's a song for Easter. You can, in Turkey, the guy's like, what the fuck are you on about? I was like, yeah, Easter. I was like, to celebrate Easter in Turkey, or if it's just a Christian thing that happens in the UK, I don't know what's going on with that yet, but basically Easter goes back to Easter and all that fertility things. There wasn't any shagging going on or anything in the bar because it was quite empty. Although one guy did come in with his daughter. This guy was the most paralytic. I thought I was drunk. When I seen this guy, I thought, fuck me, I'm pretty sober here, Ken. He was from Liverpool. He was 12 years old and being let into a toy shop for the first time. He came in his bar and the band's playing Johnny B. Good. He's fucking dance. He dances like I basically dance quite a lot, you can. And same effect, because he put all his effort into it. I was quite admiring of the bloke. He put fucking 100% effort into it. And then he's like practically having a cardiac arrest. And I kind of love that part, you can, because I love it when somebody else is doing it, because it reminds me of the time I used to do pole dancing in a place called Adibar. And I would put all my effort into it, and then 20 minutes outside I'd think I was having a cardiac arrest and thought I was going to die, but nobody cared because I'd seen a great pole dancing show. So now I try to fucking calm down a wee bit, because I'm getting old. But this guy, he's got quite a big belly, and he brought his daughter in, Lucy. She was a bit hot. I fancied her quite a bit. But I've got a bird, so you're not supposed to fancy other birds when you've got a bird, have you? Because that's Jesus when they do that. Going back to Jesus, he says even just looking lustfully at another woman is creating adultery. Now, how are you supposed to avoid that these days with all the porn on the internet? You can? It is satanic, Satan's world. In Turkey, they do actually ban pornography. It is totally banned here. But there is ways around it for those of us who are fucking sad, desperate, perverted cunts, you can? So, it's hard to avoid it. Especially when my bird's around, you can? I avoid it then. I pretend to be fucking normal, you can? I pretend to be a good person. And she goes away and then I'm lusting over everything, commit adultery fucking 45 times an hour, you can? It's no good. It's no good, so I need to look at myself in the mirror. That's what you've got to do. You've got to look at yourself in the mirror. Because I can't be a fucking dickhead all my life, or maybe I can, but you've got to try and... you've got to try and evolve. That's another thing. That could be the new age concept, to kind of evolve this new paradigm that Russell Brand and all that's trying to fucking bring in, the new age religion, all that bullshit, you can? That's something else you've got to be careful. Because that's how they're going to bring in the New World Order, isn't it? That's what they're going to do. They're going to say, oh, the New World Order's coming, you're going to get microchipped, it's going to be tyranny everywhere, but then something will happen, like a world war or something like that, and then it's okay, we've got to love each other, everyone, we've got to peace, we've got to transcend ourselves, and Russell Brand will be there leading his way with his fucking, Illuminati meditation techniques, him and Eckhart Tolle and all that, you can, and Oprah, and say, oh, love and light, we'll get adopted into this new form of religion, where everything goes, you can, and there'll be orgies everywhere, and we're all one and all that stuff, but and children will get taught, they're getting taught sex education in school these days at fucking 9 years old, or even less than that. It's incredible what's going on. Because the world is satanic, that's what I've come to realise. And you can, what do we do? If only there was concrete evidence, right? We're told for sure, like, Jesus is the fucking, because all these people that are born again, right? There must be a reason why they're born again. It didn't just everyone's just like jumping on this born again bandwagon. Maybe there's good reason for that they've kind of let Jesus in their life and they feel a lot better, you kind of overcome their addictions or whatever. Or maybe he doesn't exist and it's just some bullshit trick of the mind that you tell yourself to get through your daily day. So what is it? That's what I want to know, somebody to fucking tell me. Because when you get a bit older you start thinking about heaven and all that stuff, and if you're going to be at the right hand of God when you die, or if you're going to go down in the pit of hell. Personally, I think this world right now that we're living in is pretty fucking hellish. Because Lucifer's got us all by the fucking balls, hasn't he? Lucifer's got us all by the fucking balls. That's a fact, by the way. How's he got us by our balls, Nob? How's he got us by our balls? I'll tell you exactly how he's got us by our fucking balls, by the way, alright? He's got us by our balls because you use a legal name. Alright? I didn't use a legal name. So, he's not got me by the balls, but I'm living in this fucking reality where yous are all go by the balls. So, it's hard to fucking, that's why I didn't get a job basically, because it asked me for my legal ID, my ID, my piece of paper, my fictional fucking bullshit piece of paper that's supposed to fucking, you know, prove who I am. Say, look, what do you need this is me here, I'm right here in front of you. Would I need a piece of paper? Oh, no, we need the contract that your mother and father entered into with the state to sell your body down the fucking Swanee when you were born. It's called a birth certificate. Even though it says on the birth certificate that this piece of paper can be used for identification purposes, we need that piece of paper so we can identify you and so you can open a bank account and a driver's licence and all the rest of it, which, and a passport, which then becomes identification purposes fucking fodder, you can? So, I don't know, because basically, when they take that legal name in the registration, they stick it in the book, right? They own the copyright to that, right? They've got that copyrighted. So when you get a song, right, let's say lots of songs are called I Will Always Love You, the title isn't copyrighted, because there's loads of songs with that, but the body of the work is, aye? So your legal name, there might be fucking tons of John Smiths, but if they're in the book, the body is copyrighted, it's owned. That's why when a policeman comes up to you and says, what's your name, you say fucking John Smith. Think you're under their jurisdiction. They can do whatever the fuck they want with you because you are their property. That's why you go to jail, etc, etc. That's how you vote. Oh shit, I've got a message. That doesn't happen very often. I better check. It's probably the venue for last night telling me that they've had second thoughts. They've seen my website and they're not going to book me. But no, it's this guy. You ever join a Facebook group somehow and they keep sending you messages that you're just no fucking interested in. It keeps making your phone beep and you think it's somebody actually loves you, but it's just a message for a group that you've got no fucking interest in, but you're too lazy to go and stop the notifications. That's what happens to me quite a lot. It's only it's like a buzz, isn't it, when you get that ding 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 ding. That's what happens. It's an endorphin rush in your body. It's like, whoa, I've got an endorphin rush there. That feels good. Somebody loves me. That's what we're trained. Because we're going down transhumanism. It's not just the legal name, right? That's part of it. That's how they've got you by the balls, right? We all use that. If tomorrow we all stopped using our legal name, the system that everyone fucking bleats on about all the time falls away. But see, the system and the government didn't complain about them because they have to be there because people are fucking animals, right? We want our nanny state to look after us because we can't talk to each other and organise ourselves in a peaceful manner because we've not attained Christ consciousness yet. Once we attain Christ consciousness, then we're in tune with the Most High. Then we can, by the grace of His power, create a world of joy and peace and happiness, and then the cabal of the Freemasons, and you can, I hesitate to say the word, the Jews, maybe the Zionists is a better phrase for it, you can, because the Jews, and you go back and you look at, what do you call them? Oh, the Khazars, they pretend to be the Jews of the Bible, you can, the Khazarians, the Attila the Hun and Genghis Khan and all that crowd who magically became Jews in the 700 AD. The kind of 13th tribe with Alex Kostner or whatever his name is wrote that book. What do you call it? The Synagogue of Satan and all that stuff. That's the cabal that's kind of running the show here. But you see, there's another level above that we could tune into, and then that show would disappear. Basically through the legal name facade. That's the whole legal fictional reality. It's all a big lie. It's a construct. But it keeps everything in order, because everything is as it's meant to be. Once we change ourselves, then we can rise above that, and then you can like ghost through the system. Well, imagine we all done that. We all stopped using the legal name tomorrow. Then we'd have to talk to each other, because like last week there was a power cut in Turkey, right? There was a power cut here. And what happened with the power cut? The whole country, poof! No power. It was really weird. They were all looking at each other, kind of traffic lights. It's a nightmare. Crossroads and traffic lights. You can imagine that in this country. Basically, nobody stops for each other when somebody's trying to cross the road. So like, they're all fighting to batter it. Oh, this was hilarious. Oh, this was fucking brilliant. I'll tell you this shit, right? Yesterday, I'm on my motorbike, right? I'm on my motorbike. My son's on the back. And there's a line of traffic at the traffic lights, and there's this BMW. Now, normally the motorbike can go along the side, you know, in between the pavement and where the cars are, right? You get right up to the front of the traffic lights. But this BMW stuck its nose so far out, right practically touching this articulated lorry, so there's no way I could get past it, right? So I'm stopping right in front of the BMW, it's got its nose stuck out, right? Then the traffic lights goes and the articulated lorry begins to move. So I just made a tiny wee movement as if to follow the articulated lorry. But this guy, he was so determined that he was going to butt into that line in front of everyone else and made sure I wasn't getting in there, that he put his foot down on the accelerator and he hit the articulated lorry. Oh, it was class. It was so amazing, right? Because then he realised he'd done it, and he looked at me. Hold on, I'll show you this. I'll finish my tea now. The tea's getting a bit cold. Oh, I spilt it down my top. Right, anyway. Then, right, he looks at me like this. He looks at me like, as if I was the one that fucking put his foot in the accelerator and made him hit that articulated lorry, you get? And I was like, then I look at fucking me, pal. You're the fucking twat. And then he does this. It's if he's letting me off. Alright, I'll let you off, pal. Right, no, you're not letting me off. You're the fucking idiot with the BMW. I hope it's scratched the fuck your fucking bell end. Right. So anyway, there's no electricity here. And what can I tell you about that, Ian? It was pretty mental. And right, I don't care if this is true, because I didn't watch the news. I've not watched the news for fucking at least 10 years, probably longer than that. I didn't watch television, period. Even though, look, I've got a big TV. Only put that on just to watch a movie now and again. You kind of, it was actually hooked up to satellite TV for a while, but then I never put it in. Somebody else put it in, and I've realised it was switched off, and it's never been on since. Maybe because it's in a foreign language, most of the channels. But you know, the programming, I didn't want nothing to do with. So what I heard was basically the day after. I don't know if this is true, but this is hearsay. The day after the big power cut, nobody kind of said it, we just went about our daily day, there was no fucking animosity in the streets or whatever. I need to come back to that animosity bit, but basically the day after, in the parliament, that like 3 nuclear reactors were basically signed into being all in Turkey. One of them's Mersin, like 2 hours from where I live, and another couple somewhere else, because it says, you know, there's a problem with the electricity, we need the nuclear stuff, you can, there's a big problem with that. So, basically that was the reason for the big huge, but it made me think, when we were in the shop, right, the pieces of paper that we all take so seriously, you can, suddenly became absolutely fucking worthless. Because the guy in the shop, he was like, well, I can't open the till, there's no electricity, and I can't use the bank card, there's no electricity. And the pieces of paper, well, I'm just thinking, you know, what if the power went down for a week? This is how tenuous our existence is based the new, you can. What if the power got cut off for a week? There'd be people fighting each other in these shops to get the last remaining bits of toilet paper. I wanted water, right? Because I wasn't very well that day, I had the flu. And, you have to buy water here because the water, that's another scandal of the human race. We have to buy water. Babies get born into this world. We need water to survive. And if you've not got money, right, then you can't get water to survive. That's how fucked up this world is. Anyway, the water in the taps here, you're not supposed to drink it, or you get what's called Turkish tummy, and you didn't want that. Trust me on that yet. Sometimes I use it and I boil it in the kettle and tell myself it's alright. Somebody else told me though, if you drink it, it gives you kidney stones. I don't know if that's true or no either, but it's another reason not to drink it. So anyway, you have to buy the water. So I bought, sometimes I buy a big 5 gallon or a big, a big bottle, right? But it's another thing, the plastic goes into the water, and the plastic's no good for you. You should only drink stuff. That's what California done recently. They banned plastic bottles. I don't know if it's because of the waste of them, or the actual chemicals for the plastic goes into the water and it affects your health, you can. So anyway, I bought a small bottle, like quite a big bottle, enough for like 5 litres I think it was, right? And the woman's like, I can't sell yet. The till's not working. And look, there's the 140. Take the fucking 140, and when the till starts working again, put it in. I need water. It's water. We need that for living. Alright? And some guy muttered something in the background. He got the message like, hey, give the boy the water. Ken, we need water to fucking live. So the mum was like, oh, alright, so I got my fucking water. My girlfriend was quite impressed with that. Oh, they weren't selling anything, but you got the water. I was like, aye, I got my fucking water, alright? But anyway, it'd be carnage if electricity went off, because this is another thing, right? There's free energy technology available right now in this world that could totally transform it and make everything like an oasis. We could, in deserts, why don't we plant orange trees and banana trees everywhere, just pick fruit? Thus saving the need to go to these shops for their chemically, processed baby fetuses, as I was talking about earlier on, you can? Because that's the thing. How do I ken about free energy? Well, one little clue is out there. It's quite a big clue that everybody missed. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? You better have a fucking seat for this. You remember that day? Oh, when was it? I think it was September the 11th, 2001. Can you remember that day? Somehow it sticks out in the memory, yeah? Remember we all seen a couple of planes hit a couple of towers, and 3 buildings fell down. Remember that? That was quite interesting. They just magically fell down. In fact, did they fall down? Did they really? Or did they turn to fucking dust? Did they evaporate and turn into dust? Was it explosion? See, something explodes, right? And it's a big huge building, and it's got fucking hundreds of bits of fucking concrete and desks and chairs and paper and all the rest of it everywhere, right? And 2 planes hit it up here. And all of a sudden that crumbles to fucking dust. Where was the big bits of concrete that kind of fall badoof and cause things to fucking, like the Richter scale or whatever it is, to, to show evidence of things hitting it? Like big buildings crashing down. Where was that? Oh no, you see in the video, you see the steel pipes falling, right? And you see them disintegrate into nothing. And people are running down the street and a big bits of kind of dust falling everywhere, and the dust is hot, so it wasn't like thermal attack. And they're running down the street and they're covered in this dust, and there's people at the bottom of the building, and they thought, oh fucking hell, 160 stories whatever's going to fall on my head, and I'm like, at the bottom of the building, and they looked up, and they're still inside the building, and there was clear blue sky, and 16 of them walked out the front lobby. Who the fuck did that happen? Ha ha ha! But we were told, weren't we? We were told, oh, it's the planes, and we all collectively watched it that day, and we all believed the story, didn't we? In the 9/11, investigation, and never even mentioned World Trade Center number 7 and all the rest of it, you can. That kind of cleared everything up nicely for us, didn't it? And then when it talks about that, no being Osama bin Laden, they're a conspiracy theorist. Yet the official story is the biggest fucking farce since it's been known to man. It's a complete pile of shite, really, isn't it? So, what I'm saying to you, there was some kind of free energy device, and there was a hurricane in that area. Hurricane Erin or something like that. It was burling around, wasn't it? It was burling around. and all the dust got carried up the way and into the fucking hurricane and taken away. It's like weather modification. Somebody controlled that and then used free energy and turned the towers into fucking dust, ladies and gentlemen. Steel pipes evaporating. If you didn't believe me and what I'm on about, go to Dr. Judy Wood's website and look up where did the towers go, check the evidence out, and then say, alright Nob, we take your fucking point. There was something weird going on there, because basically there's like levels of control of humanity that we're under and we can't fuck all about, and we should start fucking thinking about it. Pronto tonto, because you can, the world's going to fuck, and as I say, they do a power cut, these cabal that's running everything, boonk, then 1 week later we're in deep shit. Whereas if we get things sorted out now, get free energy in our household, then we're good to go. We can start chilling out a bit. Do Michael Tellinger's Ubuntu, where we all kind of contribute our goodness to each other. You can, or contribute our talents to each other, not just go to a slave job, and then create an abundant society for everyone, where everybody's got enough food, health, and all the rest of it, free water, no free love. Because that's another thing that we're conditioned through the 60s. The CIA created all that turn-in, tune-in, drop-out, Timothy Leary CIA operative, and all the fucking Laurel Canyon crowd, Captain Beefheart, Frank Zappa, God, the list is endless. Jim Morrison, whose father was a fucking general on the ship that started the Tonkin fucking war, it got America into Vietnam and all the rest of it. Stephen Stills, David Crosby, Neil Young, Joni Mitchell, Jackson Browne, you get all those guys, all their military parents, and all of a sudden, boom, they all get record contracts, wow, they're all taking drugs in front of everybody, rock and roll is here to stay, because I bought into all that stuff, right, and I tried to live the rock and roll lifestyle, and it done me extreme amounts of fucking damage, let me tell you. Right? When you try to live the rock and roll lifestyle and you can't play the guitar, that isn't good. You should learn the guitar at first at least, and then you might get somewhere. You can, but I got nowhere. I just lived the lifestyle. I was fucked up alright. I could see unicorns and pink dragons, but basically I wasn't getting a record contract because my parents weren't in the military, in the fucking, the military that controls practically everything, the industrial complex and all the rest of it. Check out the book Weird Scenes in Laurel Canyon by Dave McGowan if you didn't believe me on that yet. I've got it through there, I could show it to you, but trust me, even check him out on YouTube. That's some of the Beatles, the Tavistock Institution, their links to them, and you can. And the Stones, their links to fucking, you can, Lucifer Rising and the guy, that filmmaker and all the rest of it. It's pretty satanic stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Sympathy for the devil. There's a fucking clue, isn't there? There's a fucking clue. You can't always get what you want, but sometimes you get what you need. What does that mean exactly? What does that mean, you get what you need? There's some evil shit going on in the whole industry, like the Hollywood. What do you call that guy? The young boy, Cody somebody, who was a young child actor in Stand By Me and The Goonies and all that. He's basically come out and says that they're all paedophiles and they're all getting it rammed up their arse on a regular basis. It's basically a homosexual cult, basically, is what that's all about. And remember Halle Berry, whatever it was, when she got her Oscar, she's crying, because she knows what she had to go through to get that token gesture for the Illuminati to say, well done, sweetheart, you took up the arse with Billy Bob Thornton. Then you deserve a fucking little statue for it. Go in your cell, you can. It's a big facade. That's why Britney Spears shaves off her hair, because her programming's breaking down through MK Ultra and all the rest of it, and Russell Brand's got to obey beside Katy Perry because he's her handler. Didn't he like Russell Brand for years? Revolution with love written backwards on it. That's another satanic Freemasonic mindfuck on yours. You can? Do you think about these things, or are you just out there watching shite? You can? Are you just thinking, Sturgeon and Cameron and fucking Nigel Farage, it's a big debate. Why is that important? It's only important because you're a slave, you use a legal name, and you want somebody to control your life. You vote for them. Voting. Giving your power away. Who do we put into power? And in the election, electricity, it's all about energy. Giving your energy over to the dark side. Alright. Am I making my point fucking crystal clear in this shin? Or do I need to sit down and write some material to make you all piss yourselves laughing? You can? Maybe that's what I need to do. I don't know. This was supposed to be a short blog, but I've rambled on quite a bit. You can? But maybe, I don't know, do you want to hear more of this shit? Maybe I should start doing some mental shit. Would you like me to do some webinar? I've got some stuff on this fucking computer here, right? That I didn't use because I'm too busy doing other shit like wanking my fucking brains out over big black cocks and ramming it into fucking white wives, because that's what we're taught to think is sexual these days. You can, just a physical act of watching these white wives with fucking big things like that. You can. It makes me feel totally inadequate, totally and utterly like I'm not even a man. You can. I'm just a fucking maggot boy. How am I going to satisfy anyone? I've not got a fucking 12-inch bit of black meat. It's fucking that thick. These women are screaming, you can. What happened to love? What happened to you just falling in love with somebody and going through ups and downs, but really, loving that person and being together? What happened to family values? You can, because we're being taken over, we're being mind-fucked, ladies and gentlemen. Fucking mind-fucked. That's what's going on. We need to break through that shit. Find Jesus. I used to have a mug. It's on my website, check it out. And there's a blog post I done. Can't mind, but it's got Be Jesus. It's one of the Bee Gees. Be Jesus. I thought that was quite good. Be Jesus. That's what we need to do. Be Jesus. And then we can, live by his teachings. Try not to commit adultery. Try not to cheat your neighbour. Fucking money. Money is the root of all evil, because money is fucking God. That's why these nuclear reactors and stuff are getting built. They don't care about your health. Fukushima, poisoning everything. If you believe that, I don't believe anything. Right? I just believe in love. I believe in love. That's a Boyzone song in the waiting there, if it isn't one already. But you can. So, what else can I tell you? That's what's going on in this goddamn fucked up reality, you can. Big black cocks fucking ramming it into white women left, right and centre, making us all feel inadequate. And the men these days aren't even, they aren't real men. That's why women are kind of getting feminism and all that stuff. That's another cult for the CIA in the 60s, to basically separate the families, get women into the workplace, to get two sets of fucking taxes out of them. And they give women all these ideas. There's nothing wrong with bringing up a family and being in the house and all that. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't feel guilty. Because it's all an illusion. The whole career bullshit thing's an illusion. I took my son the other day. We went to nature. And we had more fun in nature for 4 hours than he's ever had sitting with his fucking tablet in the house. And he recognised that himself. And I says, imagine we all built nice houses into nature here and we just ate apples from the trees and we hung out. At the end of the 5 o'clock he was tired because he'd had some fresh air. He wasn't used to it. We're missing all that stuff. That's what's wrong in society. This concrete is straight, rooms with straight lines. Nature's everything's up and down and we feel more at home there. Because we've been hijacked. We were basically, living as a different kind of species, I think, back in the day. And then the Anunnaki arrived, didn't they? And they DNA manipulated us. Possibly. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that's what went on. Slave species of God. And we became, collecting the gold for the Anunnaki, and they've got a level of control over us and all. God could actually be a computer. You ever thought about that, Ian? Like these fingerprints that we've all got, they're all individual, yeah? Who's keeping track of that? How the hell does it just magically happen that we're all got unique fingerprints? Is it just some accident, or is there some kind of computer keeping track of that? You can, because if God is like, maybe there's a higher, like the creative universe that we can't even think about. It's just too fucking mind-boggling for us. But maybe he's using like a big tablet, right? And that's like based on the moon, for instance, because we never see the dark side of the moon. So basically, it could be there, and that's what's kind of controlling everything. And then the CIA and the Freemasons, they've got another fucking. They've kind of hijacked that, and they're trying to put their power of influence in. And then there's the Most High that if you like, you know, that's why Jesus couldn't talk about computers, because they never had them back then, but maybe he talked in parables so we could kind of learn to tune into the Most High and go above the fucking bullshit. That's just, I don't know if that made sense, probably not. So, what else? Here's a poem for you. I just seen this sitting here, and I'll finish with this one because I've rambled on quite a bit. What I was saying, I've got some technology on the fucking computer there that I sit in front and waste my life in, but I'm not actually using this. I could do a podcast. Any is interested in a Nob podcast? I could do a webinar. I could switch that thing on right now, and we could have a hangout. We could hang out in a webinar thing, and we could chat, and you could ask me questions, and I can explain the meaning of life to you. No bother. You can, because I've got it sussed. I just didn't have any money, because I didn't chase money, but I need money so I can spread the message, you can, because that's what it's all about. I just want to spread the message, enjoy everyone. Money's an illusion, it's an energy, right? I'll take the money and the energy and I'll pass it on to somebody else. I didn't want to hoard it. I didn't chase big Ferraris or anything like that. What's the point of hoarding bullshit, you can? I just want what I need to survive. I try and live in the moment, and I trust that the universe will provide shit when I need it. Basically, my mother kind of kens when I've ran out of dosh and she sends me another fucking cheque. I didn't ask her for it, but she gets the signals when I say, alright, well, how you doing on Facebook. So, this poem's called Ordinary Punter, right? I never wrote it, but my mate wrote it, so I think it's quite good. Because we've got to share each other's work at the end of the day, so it's called Ordinary Punter. I've been reading alternative books, for I need something real to believe in. It seems we've been travelling outwards, and now we are going back in. I've been shown alternative reason. Now I use hidden parts of my brain. In the past I was questioning nothing. I had the arrogance to think I was sane. I'm an ordinary punter with his mind turned on. I am tuned to a high frequency. I'm an ordinary punter, picking up the signals. I communicate directly with me. Or Jesus, whatever you want to call it. I've been living an alternative lifestyle, for I want to explore every option. I was conditioned to behave like a robot. Now I follow my own intuition. I've been talking an alternative language to discover why people create. And as I feel my vocabulary growing, I am losing the deep urge to hate. I'm an ordinary punter with his mind turned on. I am tuned to a high frequency. I'm an ordinary punter, picking up the signals. I communicate directly with me. Now, for some reason I thought that was worth reading there, but you know, again, could that be like, I could get started and we could go on for hours again. I just need somebody to tell me, should I believe in Jesus or no, or should I believe in myself and the ego? I didn't think that's the way to go. And I didn't trust the Vatican for fucking, because obviously they're paedophile, sick, satanic, Lucifer worshipping motherfuckers, so I tend to avoid they kinds, you can. But at the end of the day, you've got to try your best, so onwards and upwards. I'll be doing a gig next week in Turkey. Can you imagine me doing a gig? I said to the boy last night, I said, look, how about I do a quiz every night of the week? You can, I'll just do a nice wee quiz and that'll maybe earn me some money. He says, no, you can't do a quiz. I says, what if I introduce the band and then I kind of have a chit chat? But he says, no, you can't do that because that'll no work either, because we've got Turkish people coming to listen to the band and I don't understand it. He says, why don't you do what you came here and asked us to do in the first fucking place? Do your fucking comedy gig. I was like, are you sure? Are you fucking sure? Because I talk about some shit that could get me arrested, and I didn't really want to put that out there as a fucking thought, but you can, theoretically speaking, the doors better be locked and we better fucking check everyone's cool that comes in. You want to get a cool list. Are you cool, pal? Aye? Right, tick. Anyone that looks uncool can get to, but that's another word, that word cool, you can, cool. Why is that word good to be cool? Surely it should be, hot. Hot is better than cool, isn't it? It's like heaven is like white and cold, but hell is warm. Maybe, it'd be better. Maybe it's the other way around. In heaven, everyone's fucking sunbathing, and in hell, everyone's fucking freezing to death. Everything's back to front in this world, upside down, you can? That's just my thoughts on that, and so, thanks very much for listening to my drivel. Any thoughts, leave them below. I'm going to start working a bit more on my website, putting myself out there. I need all the help I can get. Talk to me. Do we want a webinar? Do we want a podcast? Are you still fucking here if you fucked off? Because nobody ever listens to my shit. I've been doing it for fucking years. But it's time to get back on the wagon again. No on the wagon. Get myself out there, back on the horse. Off the wagon. Or on the wagon, I don't know, Ken. But you get what I'm saying. Time to make shit happen, folks. Because the future isn't real. It's only now that we've got. So let's make it the most we can. Alright? Thanks for listening. Over and out. Cheers and out. Bye bye.